we have a shared vision of change. What do you think this means?
We can all save the planet
Can
if
we?
we want.
And how are we going to save the planet?
By working all together.
That's a good girl.
We set our mission on what is necessary. The climate and environmental emergency is an unprecedented challenge for humanity, and it requires an unprecedented response. It's not a time for half measures. We must do whatever it takes within our non-violent framework to stop it and save humanity and all the other species on this planet.
Regenerative culture. It is a culture where we are transitioning into, where it's important that we are slow to say yes, and we arrive on time to our commitments. Not only that, we've been as a human species being fast, taking as much as possible, destroying the world and destroying ourselves in the process. And it's high time that we change the way we are living. And this can only happen if we can do a culture change, a mindset change. And within Extinction Rebellion, I think this is the core, and this is what makes the movement so special, because we are not only looking at fighting for a cause or the other, but we are trying to take it out from the root. And at the moment, in the world we live in, which is pretty taking more, we need to move to a world which is connected to nature, and building and re-establishing this connection is where regenerative culture can help us to understand and connect back to the earth we live in. Thank you.
We openly challenge ourselves and our toxic system. Let's leave our comfort zone to take action for change. We have a duty to disobey this toxic system which destroys life on earth and is deeply unjust. Some of us will undertake open actions that risk arrest and charges. Evidence suggests that such open civil disobedience and direct action are crucial to change. I spoke to a grandparent at one of the London protests who said that she could not know the truth and not do something. She was acting for her grandchildren, their future. She said that it doesn't matter if she gets arrested. She's been arrested a few times and interviewed by the media. She made her choice to leave her comfort zone. But it isn't necessary that everyone do this, and for some there are good reasons not to. It's important that you take time to be clear on your own circumstances. I don't plan to get arrested. Instead, I help in the background and have helped to develop Rebellion Academy. I attend process to create the large-scale presence that's needed, and I just support those who do get arrested. So getting arrested may not be right for you. Think about it carefully, but if you do, we will support you.
We value reflecting and learning. Following a cycle of action, reflection, learning and planning for more action, learning from other movements and contexts as well as our own experiences. And that's pretty important for us as a growing movement. There are bound to be things that we get wrong, and there are going to be things that we're really successful at. So after any of our actions, even the smallest events like our school strikes, it's really important that we regroup, we discuss, we reflect, and we develop as a movement, and that is the way that we can not only grow in size but grow in strength and support.
We welcome everyone and every part of everyone. I think this is really important because there are so many different roles within Extinction Rebellion, and we need people to do all sorts of different things and bring different talents and ideas and energy into different areas. And I also think it's really important to welcome everything about people, because what we're trying to do is fight for a society that is more welcoming, more inclusive, more equal and fairer in general. And I think we want to model the society that we want to create. We actively mitigate for power. The traditional way of organising a system is to have a leader at the top and then to have people below them and people below them and below them, and then ordinary people right at the bottom who have very little power and there's not really very much that they can do. And we have this kind of hierarchy. Well, in Extinction Rebellion we don't have this. We don't have leaders, we don't have a hierarchy. We have working groups, we have coordinators, but they're not leaders and they don't get to make all the decisions. And actually, ordinary people are getting involved in all the decision making, they're taking on roles, these roles are rotating around, and we have a system which has completely overturned the traditional forms of power hierarchy.
We avoid blaming and shaming. What this means is that we live in a toxic system, but no one individual is to blame. We have a goal to achieve, and that goal will need all of our best efforts. We cannot afford to waste energy arguing with each other. None of us single-handedly created this society that is causing so much destruction to life, habitat and resources, but if we work together we can change our path to a better future for all life on this beautiful planet.
We are a non-violent network. I strongly believe that this is our strength. We use non-violent strategies and tactics to raise awareness about the real state our planet is and to demand immediate actions to prevent human extinction. I am incredibly privileged to live in a country where my right to protest, to peacefully protest, is guaranteed by law. But we all know that around the world there are many people and many movements that don't have the same privilege, they don't have the same right. They've been killed and abused in doing exactly what we do. That's why we all have to stand in solidarity with those who don't have such a privilege to protect them. And therefore, they must protect themselves and their community, sometimes through violent means.
We're based on autonomy and decentralisation. We collectively create the structures we need to challenge power. Well, we definitely need to challenge power. We need to change the status quo. We need systemic change. And I like the bit that says that we're going to collectively create the structures, which means we're going to come together, that all people are going to come together, and that we've got the chance to be really creative and inventive and create new structures for the future.